Hi, we're about to change the definition of obesity. For decades now, it's been the BMI of 30 plus, and now they want to change it. And this international commission under the Lancet, which is the most respected international medical journal, has decided that that's not really accurate, that obesity is really a disease and it only happens when there's clinical symptoms. And so they're hoping that this will reduce the any kind of prejudice against obese people who are otherwise healthy. Well, they're not recognizing, of course, that obesity is a problem with the body. It is automatically a burden on the body when it has to nurture and take care of a whole lot of extra weight on the bones and the joints and the brain and the blood system and the nerves and so on. But they basically are looking to make it more accurate as a medical condition. So they're saying, we're not going to call you obese unless you have weight in your adipose tissue, which is around the middle, basically. And that's the most dangerous, that's the most likely to lead to diabetes, heart disease, and other problems. So they are going to measure the waist circumference and then how it relates to your weight and to your height. Now, of course, that will be more accurate about whether you have fat in danger areas, because some athletes that are all muscle, they're like, I'm not obese, I'm all muscle. There's no dangerous fat here. But how many of us are top class athletes lifting weights and weighing 250 pounds so that we can lift 300 pounds? Very few people. And so any extra weight is a burden on the body. So I think there's a couple of things going on behind the scenes. First of all, they want to redefine it so that we can change the statistics. There's not that many people. It's not an epidemic because so many healthy obesity people are wandering around. And they're also denying that obesity is a major biomarker for future problems in health. So we're going to wait till you get clinical symptoms. So what are the clinical symptoms? Well, they measure your blood sugar and your cholesterol and your triglycerides and your inflammation and your blood pressure. And then you're going to have to take medication. So they're moving it out of that category of a lifestyle choice that you can prevent these problems by just getting rid of your extra weight and saying, oh, it's not a problem unless your waist is out of proportion to your weight and your height. So it's actually more invasive because before they could just take your height and your weight. Instead, now somebody's going to measure your waist and measure your hips and then work out the ratios to find out if you're obese. Now, how many doctors are really going to want to do that or have their nurses do it on your entry process before your appointment to say, oh, well, you are showing signs of dangerous fat accumulation? Playing with definitions is not the way to help with our obesity epidemic. It's BMI is crazy enough. It's a number that was developed years ago, and it's was originally based on kilograms. So you have to go online to even see what your BMI is to work it out with the inches and the pounds. But at least it was one number that people could tell right away. Now they're going to have to measure and say, well, you don't have any real signs of problems. So let's be careful and keep watching. So we're all being monitored to keep watching so we don't get signs of future problems. We should not play with definitions. We need to look at the diet and get people eating diets that don't directly change the brain and the metabolism so that you crave too much and the wrong foods. That's what's going on. And it's not about drugs for curing obesity. It's for educating people about how to break free of the processed foods. And that's what my book is all about. I hope you'll read it. And I have a course to help you break those habits and re-educate your body and your mind. So I would love to do a free call with you to see if the single ingredient diet might be right for you. Thanks.